Hello and welcome to the show. We are here today on Forza Horizon 5 with some multiplayer racing and an age-old rivalry. It is Dodge versus Chevy, and I am going to be representing Dodge, and I've gone, I think, a different route to everybody else here. Because, of course, when you think of this rivalry, you think of the muscle cars, you know, the 60s muscle cars, and then you have the super muscle cars like the Viper and the Corvette. And I bought a Durango to the battle on massive off-road race. It does have the engine from a Viper in it, so that's a plus point. It's very silly. I got about 750 horsepower in this. It does weigh nearly 4,500 pounds. It's all-wheel drive. I don't know what it's going to be like. Everybody else has gone the expected route. There's Challengers, Chargers, Corvettes, an Impala, a couple of Impalas thrown in for good measure, and then there's me, the massive SUV. I've got massive tyres though, with 345 on the front, and that's going to make a huge difference to turning. I'm on off-road race tyres. It would have been entertaining to go for slick. I could have got slicks on it and have the massive. I just wouldn't have got the power levels that we've got going on here, and of course, it'd be terrible off-road. This should be by far and away the best off-road vehicle. It does have a silly gearbox a little bit. I think it has a 8-speed or 10-speed. I don't know. It's got lots of gears. I think that's what it came with, though. So it's sort of. Actually, no. I don't know, because I swapped the engine. I wouldn't have thought the Viper engine shouldn't have this many gears, and normally when you swap an engine, that's the gearbox that goes into the car. Like, you swap an engine, the gearbox comes with it. We can actually turn underneath the Corvette. You know what? We'll go across. I don't care if I go on the dirt. We have got. I mean, we're a massive SUV. Oh, you are brave around the outside there. Now, there will be potentially some better handling cars. Things like the Corvettes may well handle the tarmac a little bit better than I do. It's to be expected to a degree. We're a massive SUV, so of course they're going to. We're going to fire up the inside of one, and maybe the inside of two. There we go. Come on, Durango. You can have a look there, but it's not going to work. That thing's very rear-wheel drive. That's got no traction out of these slower corners. So on a more stoppy-starty circuit, that Corvette will be in trouble, and it'll be no good off-road. So we can make up, you know, we will be strong in some other places. Under brakes, we're not bad. Don't know what tyres that Corvette is on, but I'm going to guess not off-roady ones. I guess maybe it might be on off-road race. It would explain it being quite oversteery because they don't have the biggest amount of grip. And this Durango is a pretty solid vehicle to drive. It doesn't feel, considering how heavy it is, it actually doesn't feel that bad to drive. We will have a little tap on the brakes. We're not going to be flat through there. I mean, it's not a crazy handling build, this one. It is. I mean, I've gone, as I tend to do with these builds, I go extreme. And in this instance, this is all extreme off-roading. I mean, it's likely to work on the tarmac. Likely to be a decent enough vehicle on the tarmac. And certainly, it has got some pace here. We're holding Charger, the Impala behind. I can't match that Corvette. There's nothing I can do about it. I wonder that Corvette might be on rally tyres. That could explain. Rear-wheel drive on rally tyres, you'd get a good chunk of power. You won't be completely garbage. Won't be as good as me off-road. Won't be completely garbage off-road, though, and you will have more grip on tarmac than I do. It's the disconnection Grand Prix, as it always is on Forza. I've not had a great first section here. The Daytona is looking to maybe fight back. I don't know where would you have a go to overtake. You don't want to have a go through there. You really don't want to have a go against a big SUV through here, because I'm a little bit out of sorts. Although if you get on the exit like that, that's a good place to do it. You don't want to have a go around the outside, because if I struggle to turn, which let's face it, I do in this, you could be in all sorts of trouble. Oh, what tyre's that side? That vintage race. If it is, that is a brave choice of tyre on that car, and it's struggling for traction. When we've got the launch off the corners, we need some really slow circuits, because we've got the great traction in this. We might get the Daytona on the exit through here. We can be good under brakes, although the Daytona carries decent enough speed through here. We've got an Impala all over the back of us. I think as tyres are warming up in some of these cars, they're able to carry a little bit more speed. Unfortunately for me, I got Daytona in the face. You see, for me, the tyres doesn't really matter. We've got so much traction, so much grip. Oh god, Parler's having a look there. We will have a little bit of a lift now. I've got to get this chicane right. This chicane has been a problem for me. Being a big truck, that was better. This time there's no way for anything to sneak past. C4 has come to join the fun here. We will coast in a little bit. If I can defend on the way in, I'll be fine, because I'll have such good traction and launch out of here. As you can see... oh wait, the C4 has got ahead. It's, my car is so massive it hides a Corvette. I think we outrun the Corvette in a straight line, to be honest. Yeah, the Corvette has it's got some corner speed, but has got no top end, and that's a little bit of a problem around here. And the Stadia circuit isn't pure power track, but if you've got no top end at all, you can just get stuck in traffic almost. So you've got to be a little bit careful. Any hope of winning is long gone. For me, it's really cling on to second. Hopefully, definitely a podium is in the offing if we get this right. Have a little bit of a slowdown through there. Get a bigger stop through the chicane. Corvette up ahead might have made a mistake somewhere. May have carried too much speed and hit the wall on the exit of the chicane. Or maybe it was just doing some celebratory drifting because we're not close enough and there's nothing we can do to get close to it through here. We can carry as much speed as I dare. A little brush on the wall. We're clear of second and third. We had a little bit of a scare from the Daytona, although it got into trouble. Okay. I'm happy with that as far as starts go for the Durango. That's got some pace. It's good enough to drive. It's got good enough pace on that tarmac circuit to run into second. Yeah, we've not got an answer to the Corvette in the front. That's fair enough, really. But we actually did have second fastest lap as well. That final lap was a good one. Got the Durango figured out. I am curious, very curious, by the tyres on that Corvette. That's going to be the big important thing. It is running, looks like maybe rally tyres. I'm not sure what compound. It's definitely not off-road race. Yeah, it looks like rally tyres. That would make sense. Well, we head to what should be the Durango's strong suit in this, in theory, at least. Somebody else has either picked the wrong car or shouldn't be changing. Sneaky. We should be fast here. The Corvette that we couldn't chase down last time will not be as good here. It won't be bad. This is going to be a decent environment for it to a degree. If it is on those rally tyres, if it's on something else, I can't imagine what else you would run on. In A-class with this sort of speed, I guess maybe you could try and make some sort of stock tyres work, but I think it'd be difficult. I think it would be very difficult. Either way, I have got massive off-road tyres. They're going to grip like crazy through here. We've got a decent chunk of power, so it should launch itself along, because this is quite a fast, as far as the kind of dirt circuits go, this is a pretty fast one, so we should be able to do that. The police car up ahead is barreling along quite nicely, so we'll have to try and chase that down. That may be on off-road race. I can't remember really seeing it much in the first one. Weren't they driving? Have people forgotten the rule of not changing cars in between races? Possibly. I can't remember who was driving what. I had a feeling they were driving a Corvette in the first one. That's not quite the point of this. The point is you have a specific... You have one car and that's the one you use, and you have to compromise. Not a bunch of different ones. I think some people have forgotten the rules possibly going on, and I almost missed the checkpoint there. But there we go. Yeah, we will try and do what we can here to chase down that. I mean, we'll have bigger tyres. It's the front tyres that make the difference, essentially, here. The front tyres will allow me to turn in. We are heavy. That is the downside to the Durango. It's 4,500 pounds, this. It's a pain, but, you know, that's the compromise you make. Wide body kit and everything does give it bigger tyres than just about anything else that we will come across here. So yeah, the front end in Forza land, just big tyres are better. I know in reality there are other things to contend with as well, especially when it comes to off-road, etc. But that's irrelevant in Forza land. Just whatever it is, big tyres are the way to go. We can carry a lot of speed through there. It feels sketchy in place. I mean, I love this as a circuit. This is a great track to go driving around. It's a great challenge because it's so fast, it's bumpy, and it is such a different circuit to a lot of the off-road ones because of the speed, because of the bumps. The dodges up into the wall. Again, it's struggling to get turned in the same way that we are. Can we get ourselves underneath through here? Not quite. We ended up a little bit wide and clonked the wall. Now, it is a little quicker than I am down the straights. That is perhaps to be expected. Can we then chuck... It's going to be here, maybe, where we're going to be able to... Yeah, we've just got the turn in that car doesn't. Oh, that was too late under brakes. I kind of had... I had to have a dive. That was just too bigger a dive for me there. Bugger. The problem is now it's put me back. It's going to be a whole lap until we can catch. We're going to need for there to be a mistake, really. We are quicker through there. Maybe we should have bided our time and waited a little bit longer. Because we're fast through this final. I mean, it's good news that we're fast through the final sector. Because, you know, that's the bit right before the finish line. So if we're quick through there... Oh, just brushed the wall that time. I know we're quicker through there than the Dodge. And we're definitely a lot better across the bumps than the Charger. Yeah, you can see, I mean, because that's bumping out, that's out wide, is across the bumps and just can't turn, whereas we can find some grip out there. Alright, come on, Durango. Oh, hit that wall again. I've not quite got that turn. It may come down, unless there is a mistake, it may come all down to the run to that final sector, run to the finish line almost. We know we're better up here, but we're much further back this time around. Don't lock the brakes up like an idiot. No, we've overdriven it. And we took out the fence and we lost all sorts of speed. That is a pain. However, yeah, we had the fastest vehicle here. Silly errors by me. Should have been more patient with the overtaking. And then overdriving to kind of catch up to make up for the mistakes. It's been a terrible final sector. It's all gone wrong, so it's not really mattered. Oh dear. What can you do? We will chuck it sideways out of there for good luck. Durango is fast. However, it is yeah, not quite there. Well, it was there. I caught too late, really. But there we go. I mean, admittedly, the Charger disqualified anyway, so it's kind of irrelevant. It wins on the not cheating squad. We are back to tarmac for our next race. I can't get a good grid spot to save my life in this one. We're buried a fair way down in the pack. We launch well. 'Tis a plus point. At least we should launch ourselves forward. We're gonna have an okay amount of grip. Top end's not bad because of the power. The aerodynamics aren't the best in the world. Yeah, for this sort of track, I feel like we're probably not gonna be the very fastest. We're probably not gonna be the worst, but we're not necessarily. I don't know. There's not really... I think where we would be really strong is if we had some low-speed acceleration zones. We could probably be very fast on a track like that because we're going to have good turning from the huge tyres and then good traction from the all-wheel drive, which, yeah, would help us no end. But I guess we've got a little bit here. We can use our 750 horsepower quite nicely. Going out the other side. We'll get to the inside of the Corvette. Oh, the Daytona's having a look. Christ, that scared the crap out of me. Corvette's got a little bit more grip. I mean, we saw that at the previous... Oh, I don't know if the Corvette might have hit the wall. It's in all sorts of trouble through there. That has unfortunately thrown me out of sync. Sorry, Daytona. We got kind of screwed by a Corvette having trouble. I think it hit a tyre bundle or something and lost its momentum, but it was so close in front of me that I couldn't actually see it, or see that it had slowed down. So that's a problem when that one happens. It is the downside sometimes of the big SUVs. You can't actually always see very well stuff directly in front of you if there has a small issue or whatever. The Impalas are going side by side into turn 1. Are we flat through here? No, we are not. I probably shouldn't have tried it straight from the off. Should maybe have tried to build up to it, but no, we are not quite going to be flat through there. Okay, we've got... the Challenger is busy having a look. There's all the police cars going on in front of us. We will chase our way through here. That is another one that's going to bloody hit the wall in front of us. That is 2 for 2. I mean, I've hit that wall myself a few times. It is annoying. It is a difficult... It's an awkward bit of wall. It sticks out, and if you make a little mistake and run wide, you catch it and you just stop dead. It is a very annoying piece of wall to deal with. Unfortunately for me, it's just happened to be other cars have got in trouble and have found their way onto the front of mine. That's a bit sketchy. That Corvette is going to be flying up to meet us. You do not really want to be passing me into turn 1 here. I'm just going to say it is a dangerous place. That Corvette's got pace as well. We might have to start defending. At the moment it is Dodge leading Chevy. Oh, I didn't think there was enough space for the Corvette to go for it, but I was wrong. It absolutely sent it. We've got to fight back. I've got to put it in an awkward place through here. I know it's got grip, but it doesn't really want to be on the outside, and sure enough it yielded and will fall back into line. We will use our traction here to try and fire the car off after the lead 2. Charger's struggling a bit for grip. It's actually maybe slowing the Impala down through these longer corners. It's allowing me and the Corvette to catch up. So I've got, oh god, we got pushed. Well, Chevy, you've done some friendly fire there. In fact, anything, that has fired me up alongside here into the final corner. Oh, it's going to be a little bit close. Oh, it's getting manic at the front now. Oh, and it's gone wrong. It's gone wrong. The Corvette was trying, I don't know if everyone quite knew where everyone was at that one. The Corvette was trying to get alongside the Charger. They just ran out of road. I think a little bit down where the start-finish line narrows, and there was a bump and they ended up in the wall. I tried to cut back underneath the Impala because I saw it was struggling to stop. We've almost got the nose where we want it. The Impala wanted to be earlier on the brakes through there. We're going to have to try do this the long way here. It's a bit, it is a very long way, but we've got traction off the corner. We will get alongside, we will get the big barge to the lead of the race. Only just. The Impala did not want to give that up, but it's fair enough. It, of course, doesn't want to give it up. It's really the Corvette. We've got so the Corvette has pace. It's been desperately unlucky in that it's got stuck in traffic. That Corvette is definitely the quickest car here, but it hasn't been able to get through the field when it's needed to, because the one thing it lacks is a little bit of straight line speed. Yeah, because of that, it is just ensnared in the traffic. We will have a big lift into turn 1. Still not quite got turn 1 right. We're good, but we're not perfect through there. We'll get really stopped for here. We know we've got to be careful of it. The Corvette's still trying to march its way forward. I think there's enough cars between me and it that it's not going to be able to get to me. And we can probably defend for a corner because we know we outrun it and we outlaunch it off of a turn. So if we get out of the final corner, we know we can outrun it to the line. Oh no, don't do that. That's not what we need. Definitely don't need to be doing silly things like that. Right, okay, we will carefully does it through here. There we go. And we are clear of the rest of the pack. The Corvette got stuck fighting with the Charger for the end of the race. And we will run to the line. Durango claims a victory. Its first victory of the adventure on a tarmac circuit where it probably shouldn't be claiming victory. It's bloody fast though around there. Let's get the elbows out a little bit, and it got hectic on the back straight. I feel sorry. I feel a little sorry for the Corvette. That had some good speed. Lap time, although I say lap time's close, although that was stuck in traffic, so God knows how fast it could have gone had it not been stuck with a bunch of metal between it and forwards, basically. The Durango shall claim a victory in this one, and the Corvette is on rally tyres by the looks of it, as is the Impala. That is a testament to the immense tyre width, basically, on the Durango. We are back off-road for our next race, a cross-country circuit. I do like this. I mean, there's a couple of big jumps. To be fair, the Baja track actually has as bigger a jumps as this one. I do like this as far as cross-country circuits go, and it's not that cross-country, really. It loops its way around the temples. We're a long way back. It's pretty much going to be me versus the Charger here, I should think. I don't think anything else has got off-road race tyres or has been fast enough, really. The cars on rallies, you know, are better than a car on slicks, for example, but they're not going to match the two of us. We've seen these things have had fantastic amounts of speed on the dirt. I think I have a little bit better kind of turn-in than the Charger. The Charger is a bit faster down the straights. We will go for a big jump up here. The other thing I might have is I might be better on the landings of these jumps. I just saw the Charger nose dive into the floor. Might be somewhere where we can make up some ground. Potentially, I mean, surprised to see the Impala having a go to the inside there. Maybe that Impala's an off-road race. I don't know. Don't know what some of the other stuff might be on. We have got a nice start to this one. Pretty much. Can't ask for that much better in terms of a start. You know, get to the lead by the end of the first lap. Have perhaps main rival stuck in traffic. Ooh, that's a little wide. For this sort of stuff, the Durango is pretty much perfect. You can't really go wrong with the Durango. Any of these SUVs with the wide body kits, because of just the size of the tyres they can suddenly get up to, they are pretty good, funnily enough, for this sort of stuff. The Charger's been quick through turn 1, though. Sort of turn 1, 2 whole segmenty weird square bit. I feel like there's a better way to name it than I have just done there, but whatever it is, it's a bit odd. It's like, a strange thing we seem to be seeing here is the Durango is better on the tarmac than the Charger, it would appear. The Charger's got some pace out here, although I've completely made a mess of that corner. I went to take a completely different line, and it was not a line that worked there at all. We have to get back on the circuit at some point. There's going to be, there's a Charger all over the back of us, although you don't have a dive at this corner. I mean, actually, I did leave. There was a sort of car's width there. You don't really have a dive. It's so easy if you have a go at the inside there to hit the wall. It's so difficult to see. Oh, I left that too late to turn in. Although we might not have a bad exit here. The Charger's going to be on such a tight line, it won't really get the power down very well. Although it is a bit better, yeah. I'm not very good through turn 1. That Charger is so bad in the air. What is going on with that? That's really weird. That's really... I've never seen a car... I mean, okay, don't get me wrong, yes, these are nose heavy. Mine's probably quite nose heavy as well. But that Charger is so bad at that one jump. Just lands on the nose. I was so busy looking back trying to see what the Charger did over that jump. I was all out of position myself. That was a bit silly. Yeah, I've never seen a car be so bad on one particular jump. Normally the car's bad in the jumps. In fact, I've driven actually a couple of vehicles that have been bad over jumps for some stuff, and normally there's at least some consistency with it, but that is obviously just the profile of that jump and the weight distribution of the car or whatever. It's just horrible for the Charger there. Okay, let's see if I can actually get through here nicely this time around. I don't know, I've never actually been great at this corner. Just in general, although we are much better that time around in the Durango. Didn't end up out as wide. There's a good battle going on between a couple of cars we see down there, and still the Charger looked awkward on that landing. We've pulled just a little margin this time around. Don't mind if we wander up a little bit wide there. We can get on the power. And I've not really been... I probably should have been aiming my jump here a little bit better. In fact, actually, the car is quick enough that it can land avoiding the water. Unfortunately, in doing so, we put ourselves in all sorts of strife there. Okay, didn't expect it to be fast enough to land avoiding the water. Put myself out of position, but the Charger could not capitalise. It got close, but wasn't quite close enough to do anything. It's still there having a look, but you're not going to find a way past through that final corner because you'll get squeezed into a wall if you tried, and there is no space. The Charger pushed us hard in that one, and honestly, if that Charger didn't lose as much time on that jump, I reckon it would probably be a little bit faster over the course of a lap. It's got to lose half a second, maybe. It's certain, considering our lap times are within 100th of each other, it's losing that easily on the jump. Maybe not quite half a second, it might depend on how badly it lands, but that's staggeringly bad on there. The C8 I think is on off-road race tyres, but that's been PI dropped to get it in A class. So we know that's going to be a really awkward build to get that one to work. The Impala clung on. I mean, they're only a couple of seconds down in terms of lap time. That was a good race. That was tough. That was tough work for the Durango, but it was fast enough in enough places to take a victory. We head to the Plaza Circuit for our final race, and we have a good spot on the grid. This track, in theory, could work quite well for the Durango of the off-road race tyres. Other cars, the Corvette, that C4, is the one that I fear. No one has gone mad extreme on tyres. No one's gone slicks, which I say kind of surprises me. It's normally me, to be fair. It is normally me that's the one that does that. No one else has gone for the mantle of ludicrous. So the C4 is the big, let's say, threat in this one. Because it's just going to have... Not only is it smaller and lighter than the Durango, the tyres are better. We have got bigger tyres than it, but the C4 still gets some pretty tasty tyres. So, yeah, that's going to be one to watch out for. The C8 might struggle with the power front, although it will be lighter, and of course it's a mid-engined... and much more engineered for speed than a Durango. The rear-wheel drive on these slower sections might let it down. The C4 is stuck in traffic. That might be the saving grace, because that is essentially, while it's not as crazy grip as a slick-shod car that I would perhaps traditionally have turned up with, I do know the pain of being stuck in traffic with a car that has all the grip and not being able to use it. I mean, me and the C8 here can basically run away uninterrupted. We might fight each other a little bit, but we've not got to deal with traffic. And the Charger, well, we saw the Charger didn't really enjoy the last tarmac circuit quite as much, and certainly it's buried in the pack at the moment. So if we don't make any silly mistakes, our main competition is going to be keep it. I mean, it's not the Dodge versus Chevy battle that you perhaps expected to see, but it is the Dodge versus Chevy battle that you're going to get to witness in this one of can a Durango hold back a C8 Corvette? Not if it does that. I can never get bloody turn 1 right at this track. I've always struggled at turn 1 here. We carry good speed through there though. Build a gap. We've got to be a lot slower through turn 1 with this car. That's important. We're learning, okay? That's what we're doing. It's a learning experience. I thought we were about to have an accident there. Really struggling to get it stopped through that part, and you can see the gap's closed up a little bit. It is a difficult corner, that. It's especially in a vehicle like this. I mean, the brakes are good in this, don't get me wrong, but it's still a lot of truck trying to slow down for some very low speed sections. What is that? I've got the two Impalas are battling over the last spot on the podium. We will all get caught out wide, a little bit on the curb, a little bit on the grass. The big off-road race tyres will help me get away with that one. It's not been a great lap for us though. We just need to sort it out. I don't know where, if we're going to lose, if that car is going to overtake us, it's going to have a tough time. Because I think we outrun it down a straight. So yeah, in fact we do massively outrun it down the straights. So it's more likely going to be it will get past me from a mistake at turn 1. Here's a dangerous place for me. Yeah, bloody hell, we're a lot faster down the straight. That's what 750 horsepower of Viper engine will do for you. But still, It's closed, although hit a lamppost through there for the C8. Did not want to do that. It is really easy to do. Street furniture is very annoying. Ooh, it's a little wide. We'll save it with all-wheel drive launch off the corner to a degree. But yeah, street furniture, slowing down cars is a problem. In my very large, heavy SUV, it is less of a problem. It can still screw you over, but it'll screw over the Corvette more than it'll screw over me. We've got an Impala in third. We have got the Chargers up to fourth. Where is that Corvette? The Corvette's just not going anywhere. I don't think that's for a lack of speed. I think that's stuck in traffic. I'd be very surprised if that car was struggling for pace around here. Maybe rear-wheel drive might spin the wheels a little bit in the slower corners, but I would think the superior compound would be enough to make it quite quick. We are a little deep on the way in there. We'll kind of get away. We'll take the wall out on the way past. We'll get away with an okay exit. The Impala's got some pace, actually. The Corvette might be a bit more concerned about the vehicle in third than they are, like, sort of consolidating that second place rather than chasing me, because that Impala has caught quite nicely. We've taken out all the street furniture there, which is a problem, because I've lost a bunch of momentum. We'll outrun again just because of our power down there. Get turned into the first corner nicely. We do. Oh, Corvette's in trouble. It found all the street furniture, rather it than me. You can just see the momentum loss is massive. Okay, let's actually get the big Durango slowed, and we do nicely this time around. Yeah, the Impala's kind of there in the fight. That Impala has got a pretty decent amount of pace. That Impala, I think, is a rally tyre shod one, so that has also got that slightly better compound of tyre for this circuit. Would explain why it'll be closing through some of these sections. Now, it won't have as bigger tyres as we do. I think they get 3.25s on the rear, and it is going to run out of laps to do anything. It's thankfully for me. I mean, we certainly haven't had it all our own way. We've got away with a couple of little errors, just small outbraking moments for us. We survived, but we could never afford to make a particularly big mistake. That C8 has been there the whole way. The Corvette has been watching, and it has definitely got some sort of mid-corner speed. That's the one thing we don't really have. We have traction, we do have okay acceleration, but mid-corner speed is a little lacking from the big SUV, funnily enough, but it is going to be enough for us here as we run across the line. I feel like there's a bit more speed in that car, to be honest with you. Never really quite got a lap I was perfectly happy with, but it was a better final lap. It kept us out in front. There's a very close battle there between a Challenger and a Impala, I think. Yes, it was, 10th of a second. Alright, what did we do? Lap time? No, we had fastest. No, we didn't. The Impala had fastest lap of the race. I take it back. The Corvette in 5th didn't really have much speed there. I don't know whether that was traffic related. With a gap to the car here. It might have been, no. But yeah, the Impala in 3rd was quick, but ran out of time trying to climb his way up through the field. We couldn't really ask for a better start in that one. Just got to the front, vanished away a little bit. We're kept honest. The Durango is good for this. We took a different route to everyone else. We went for an SUV, went for massive tyres, and I would say it worked pretty well. It's kind of a shame that the driver of the first race picked the wrong car from the selection. It would have been interesting to see what that Charger could have done at the first track, because that would have perhaps been more suited to the Charger than some of the other ones. Yeah, Durango, very, very strong. Very, very strong choice in this, as it turns out. I like it. I've built one of these. I built one of these on Horizon 4, I think for B class, and it turned out to be actually quite good. Once again, the SUV proves to be a very strong, weirdly, a very, very strong choice. Corvette, I feel a bit for the Corvette. It was so fast in places. Just could never be in the right place at the right time. Anyway, I digress. That's going to be it for this video. If you'd like to sign up, take part in the next one of these, you can via our Discord. There'll be a link in the description. Find the Versus Community sign up section. You can register to take part in there. That, though, shall be it from me. Thank you all very much for watching, and until next time, goodbye.